the Giant of Kandahar. A modern myth reimagined as a story. They called it Operation Red Echo, though its true name never made it past the lips of those who lived to remember. It began in 2002 in the jagged mountains of Kandahar province, Afghanistan. A team of U.S. Special Forces was deployed to investigate the sudden loss of contact with a reconnaissance unit. The missing team had vanished without a trace in a region known for ancient ruins and deep cave systems, territory the locals refused to enter after dark. Captain Dan Richards led the squad. Seasoned, skeptical, and steady under fire, he didn't believe in ghost stories. But as their Chinook helicopter skimmed the rugged terrain, their Afghan interpreter grew increasingly nervous. "This place," he muttered, "is cursed. The villagers say it's the home of the Daylakshta, the man-eater." They reached the last known coordinates and found the remains of a temporary camp, but no bodies. Just bent rifles, shattered gear, and blood on the rocks. Then the wind changed. From a shadowed cliffside, something moved. A figure stepped out of the cave mouth, towering over 12 feet tall, with skin like weathered bronze and a thick mane of red hair that blew in the wind. He wore hides sewn from strange leather and carried a massive spear carved from bone. "Eyes on target, what the hell is that?" someone whispered into the radio. The creature moved fast, too fast. Within seconds, one of the soldiers was dead, skewered clean through. The squad opened fire, dozens of rounds from M4s, then heavier fire from the saw. It barely staggered him, but eventually the giant fell, riddled with bullets, his body shaking the earth as it collapsed. They radioed in the contact, extraction was delayed. A recovery team arrived hours later to retrieve the body. What they saw made hardened men go silent. Double rows of teeth, fingers as thick as a man's forearm, and ancient symbols burned into its skin. They needed a CH-47 just to carry it away. But then came the cover-up. Back at base, the official story was rewritten. The giant's corpse was flown out, destination unknown. The squad was split up. Captain Richards never spoke of it again. Years later, in retirement, he gave a single anonymous interview saying, "It wasn't human." And it wasn't the only one. Some say the mountains of Kandahar hide more than caves. They hide remnants of a forgotten age. Others say the whole thing was a fabrication, psyops, or legend. But in dusty villages and old nomadic tales, the story of the giant with hair like fire endures. And some soldiers who served near Kandahar still won't camp near those cliffs, just in case.